Hey, how you doing, guys? This is Richie. Viking Moon, number 2. Okay, this obviously is a Viking story. And werewolves, Joe Pruitt, Marcello Frusin is the artist. Letterer is Joe Martin. And jumps right in where we took off on the last issue, where he turned around and was faced with 3 gigantic werewolves. It says, my people followed me to this land with hopes of forging a better life, but it would appear that I might have only led them to their end. Great splash page. I wonder if this was done digitally. Probably. Or if there's any original art to this work. I don't know. He says, I'm Viking, born. I do not fear death, but even a fool can see this is a battle I cannot win. Yeah, I would think so. You know, when you're facing 3 gigantic werewolves. What does he say here? And I am no fool. If I were to die here, my people would have no knowledge of the horrors this land holds. So he's got to get back to his family and his troops, his people that he led to this area. They're in severe danger. I will reach them. I will warn them, no matter the obstacle. So he comes upon a ridge here, and there's a river flowing between the land. And he throws his shield into the water, pulls out a sword, and then just as he's looking over, man, he turns around and look at this gigantic, hairy beast. My pride beckons me turn and face you in battle, creature. But it is the duty to my people that dictates my actions. And he just leaps right over the side. Splashes into the water. Here's a great panel. Know this, when next we meet, it shall be in combat, not in flight. That's eerie, man. I like that it's in the darkness with the blue skies ahead of it, with the moon. Very moody. You know, this is a perfect, like, Halloween comic. So the werewolf grabs his shield and he starts sniffing it. And I find that to be odd. And he just stares at it. And we head back, and his daughter is roaming around in the woods again. It's funny how we go from that dark and the blues to the greens. Like it's almost like one distinctive color for these different scenes. The more I see of this land, the more I believe this could be our home, she says. So she loves it there. She sees a deer. And I don't know, maybe she's never seen a deer before, so she's kind of like flabbergasted. And she goes, wait, I won't hurt you. And the deer runs off. But the animal was not frightened of me. What was it? It was frightened of you. She turns over her shoulder, and you see an Indian. And he starts walking towards her. And she says, was it you yesterday that was watching me? And she says, I warn you, I'm not as helpless as I may appear. And she pulls out a knife. So she's probably a tough young lass. And he says, it is as you said, I mean you no harm. I would only like to talk. You speak my language. How is that possible? You are not the first of your people to invade our land. If you desire to talk with me, then I will need to know your name as well. And he says, I'm known as Long Nan. I saw you yesterday in the fields. You were picking flowers until the woman called you away. That would be my mother, she tells her, or she tells him. She starts talking about her family, and he's trying to tell her, listen, your people are in grave danger. You don't know what you're up against. You should return to your ship and go, turn around, go back. Never return. For you to stay is death for you all. And he says, if my people knew I was telling you this, I also would die. So this might be one of them love at first sight type things. Young people, you know, a young man sees the young girl. She's probably attractive to him. And he tells her, I gotta go. He is near. And she says, wait, who is near? And she's yelling to come back, talk to them, talk to my people. He says, I cannot protect you. Do as I said if you want to live. So he's issuing a grave warning. And he's got her nerved up. And turns out it's Longnon is gone. She thought he was coming back, but it's her father. He says, of course I came back. So he made it back without getting brutalized by 3 giant hairy werewolves. How far to camp? We have to get back there now. It's near. What did you see? Where Gunner and Skade? And tells them they're dead. We have to go. We're not alone. We're not safe. And she just agrees, okay. When we arrive at camp, have the women gather food and other essentials for travel. We'll need to travel light and quick. Where are we going? He says, that's something you will have to see for yourself. Now, I'm not really understanding why they would go back to that. Why they wouldn't stay in this new area that they're building. Tell your men that they've done well. Ulf will be pleased when he returns. Night has passed and the sun now sat high in the sky for several hours, so it's daytime. I fear great harm has befallen them all. My husband is a man of his word. He said he would return, and so he shall. And there's Ulf. And they're wondering, why is he alone? And he starts telling the story of what happened. You know, they're dead, slain in battle with I guess, why do they call them the Scarlings? I don't know if that's a historic name or whatever, but they were Indians. My people, you have followed me here when many had attempted to persuade you otherwise. They said it was a dark place, cursed, and dangers and risk. And he's trying to tell them, listen, I'm wrong. There's more to this place than meets the eye. It looks beautiful, but it's deadly. There's some evil out in the woods late at night. You know, inconceivable evil upon this land. He says, but we are Vikings. We do not run from fear. We create it. Come on. Not a great distance from here, we have found an abandoned settlement. The Scarlings have boats of their own, so be vigilant. You are amongst our fiercest warriors. He tells the one guy he's going to watch their backs as they move. And now, the giant champion guy, he says, you must protect my family. And he gives him his word. We're going to leave within the hour. And so they start making their way through the wilderness. And sure enough, it's starting to get dark. He says, you notice the trees. The shadows are alive, so the Indians have been following them and watching them. But that's all they're doing. They're just watching. And he tells them, sheathe your sword. You know, we don't want no trouble. We just want to move. We have women and children with us. We're exposed. Keep moving. Keep moving. And sure enough, she sees the young Indian. The daughter sees the young Indian. And they make their way and they find that first settlement there. And he says, this will serve as our shelter for the women and the children. They're going to start reinforcing it and start building off of this structure. Men are collecting the timber. They're fortifying the perimeter. They're getting ready for battle. Our scouts report no Indians in the area. It says, but they're there. They just don't want to be seen, but they're out there It is the coming darkness. And sure enough, it's getting dark. That's a great panel. Perfect looking Viking. Just standing guard, and man, they both get whacked with arrows. So the Indians are around the perimeter and they're shooting arrows in. Or at least some of them are Indians. And he says, he screams out, then one of the guys that's with the Indians, "You're fools if you believe there's safety. Did you not see the evidence of death that preceded you here? What madness is this? That's a Norseman." So they're all like, "Whoa, what's going on? This is one of our people. Who are you that speaks our tongue?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're correct. I'm no Scarling. We are indeed kinsmen of the North." And this is pretty chilling. He said, "I am Thorvald Eriksson, son of Eric the Red, and brother to Leif. And you are all going to die." So that's how issue 2 ends. And this is the issue I'm waiting for. I think it was solicited, issue 3. I like how it was blue cover, red cover, then it's a green cover. Man, I can't wait for this issue. I like this. I like the Viking, scenario, and how it's Eric the Red's son, who could possibly be a werewolf. Great cover, right? With the wolf standing over him. But in this, it's got the sword right through the stomach. Interesting. And this looks like the settlement that they're in now. But anyway, it might even be coming next week or within the next couple of weeks. I thought I saw it on cover price for the upcoming issues. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And when the next Viking Moon comes out, I'll make a vid. I'll see you on the next one.